Guys, what's up? It's John. I'm here with Jeffrey Wittenhagen. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? Happy belated 4th of July. Hope you've been well.
Oh yeah, John, it's been a little bit of time, and as life hits us, we try to get together as much as we can. But Fourth of July was wild. Saw some crazy fireworks. It was really cool.
Right on. Cool. We're continuing the retro random challenge, and it's been a couple weeks, but the last game we picked was Rainbow Island's Putty Party for the Wonder Swan.
Oh yeah.
A unique handheld for those who aren't aware. It's by Bandai. It's a black and white. Well, initially it was black and white like the Game Boy, and they came out with a color like the Game Boy Color. But this is a game that came out in 2000 by Taito or Taito. How do you say it? Taito or Taito?
I always called it Taito, but I've heard
Yeah.
lots of people call it Tato. I call
Potato,
it Taito.
potato. Anyway, this is a game part of the Bubble Bobble series. This is the second one in the series, right? This is, I guess, Bubble Bobble 2, technically,
Yeah,
or a spin-off
essentially,
of that.
yeah. Rainbow Islands was the spin-off because where things get confusing for NES gamers is they did create Bubble Bobble Part 2, which was
Right.
literally after. And then on the Famicom, there's multiple versions of Rainbow Islands. There's a NES version that we all had. There's also a Famicom version, which is completely different, and there's a PAL version.
And then there's Parasol Stars, which came out for the TurboGrafx 16, which is Bubble Bobble 3, and I mean it's
Yep.
a series. And then there's of course the what's the Puzzle Bobble, and there's a whole like spin-off series of that. So like there's
And what is it? Bubble Symphony, Bubble Memories. Like there's
yeah.
a ton of different advanced games in the Bubble Bobble series. Bubble Bobble for Friends on
Yeah.
the Switch,
The
which
last
is
one I
really
think was the Switch. Yeah, that came out like what 1990 or 2019, I think.
1990. Yeah.
1990 for the Switch. Who would have thought that came out in the 90s? But
Man,
anyway,
John.
so Winter Swan is unique because I'm glad we picked this game because I don't play the Winter Swan too much, right?
I don't either. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool playing this. Now, one thing kind of stood out, this game plays vertically. I don't know if you noticed that on your Odre Go Advance. I flipped it to play normal, but you can actually play this vertical, which is cool. I imagine on the Odre Go Advance, like, it probably look pretty cool with a screen because it's got a larger screen, kind of built for that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
What
and
are your
there's a
thoughts?
lot of
Good.
verticality to this game,
Yeah,
so it did work well in vertical mode.
this is a very just like Bubble Bobble. It's a very even though I don't think this game came out obviously in the arcade. I don't think Rainbow Islands came out in the arcade, but it has a very arcade feel to it, right? Because there are these screens, and if you play Bubble Bobble, it's different in the sense that you're not these monsters. You're this Putty, whatever her name is, right? Putty's Party, yeah,
Pretty
which
smart.
she's she's exclusive to the Wonder Swan. I think in other ports, like the one that came up for the NES in 1991, I think it was Bob and Bub or some random guys, right?
To me, though, like this is an all new game. This
Right.
could even be considered a sequel to Rainbow Islands because not only do you have, Putty and the different version, but also every level is based off of a Taito franchise. I don't know if you noticed that.
I noticed Doe. I did notice that the
Yeah,
Arkanoid.
Arkanoid.
Yes,
Arkanoid
that
level.
was cool.
There's a Darius level or
Yeah,
Darius level. There's a Monster Island level, which is based off the various monster games that came out on
yeah.
Taito. And then the Insect Island is like your classic Rainbow Islands, the initial island.
So there's four total
Yeah,
worlds.
as far as
Uh,
I'm tracking, like, cause I had some difficulty with this game a little bit. Not the actual levels. Levels are super simple. Um, very easy and inconvenience. That was a good classic YouTube channel shout out. But the thing is that there's sections where you have to randomly come to a secret spot in order to unlock the exit. I don't know if you found those.
I did not get that. No, I didn't get that point. Yeah,
Yeah, so there was a section in the Darius level where I literally was going around the whole time and I couldn't find it. Like you go against all the enemies, you beat them all, and then you're just looking around and I could not find the spot. And then it ended
yeah,
up being like somewhere centered in the middle, dropping down. It's almost like a maze, and then you get to the end section and you can fight the end boss.
yeah. The bosses in this game are super hard. I got to this big spider guy on the Insect Island level,
Mhm.
and I couldn't. I mean, there's like a pattern to them, but I couldn't figure it out. And it took me a while to figure out the rainbow mechanic because you can use the rainbows to defeat your enemies, right? But then
Mhm.
you like if you jump on the rainbow, it kind of like it goes away. So you almost have to like walk on the rainbow.
Unless you hold the jump button, then you can bounce.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah, that's a.
Yeah.
I mean, I rented Rainbow Islands as a kid back in the day, so I kind of knew a little bit about the mechanics, but I'm terrible at it. So
Yeah.
that's the other
Yeah.
thing. I'm not great at it.
It's an interesting game to create for the Wonder Swan. I was surprised. I mean, because it came out in 2000, which at that point I think the Wonder Swan color was. I'm surprised that they being a rainbow, you think they would have ported to the color. I think it would have
Yeah.
played better in color. It's kind of odd that they decided to do black and white. But I think the timing of picking this game for us is interesting because it was Pride Month last month, right? In June. It's kind of funny that the rainbow and Pride Month, I think it's fitting.
That's cool.
Yeah, but yeah, so I don't know. This game was okay. It was hard though. It was hard. I felt it was challenging. Maybe it's because I didn't understand the whole jumping mechanic that you mentioned, the rainbows.
Yeah, I mean, once you figure out the mechanics, the game's not super difficult. And
Yeah.
from what I'm aware of, after you beat all 4 levels, it like repeats itself and you continue
Yeah.
to play.
Yeah.
I didn't notice if there was an end boss or any of that. Like maybe there is, and maybe I just couldn't find it. Maybe there's a secret way
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far I was just playing through it. I played through it like right after we recorded, so it's been a bit because it's been a while since we chatted last. But I thought it was super fun, and for being on the Wonder Swan, it's another game that I feel like adds a little credence to that console, that handheld.
Yeah,
The fact that it plays in vertical mode is super cool too. Another game for the vertical on the Wonder Swan as well, because Wonder Swan plays in vertical.
It's hard for me to appreciate this, but it was cool that there was some type of story kind of to it too, and I could understand the story. But there's like cutscenes with like Japanese, and there's like voiceover when you start the game. And I don't know if you noticed, when you start the game initially, you hear the Bubble Bobble theme music, right? You kind of go back to the original. So I thought it was really cool. So had I understood Japanese, I think I'd appreciate the game a little bit more. But it was good. I'm glad we chose it. It was unique.
It was definitely unique, and it looks like the directors and the producers of these games only did Rainbow Island's Putty Party. It's the only game they've done. So I don't know what happened here, but yeah, like there's a list of all the different directors and producers, and
it looks like a really rare game, like physical too. Like to buy it for the Wonder Swan, I think it's pretty expensive.
oh, I could only imagine because it's one of those that you can actually enjoy without knowing Japanese.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Should we move on? Do you want anything else you want to mention? Or do you want to move on to selecting our next game?
So I really think that those that are casual, are going to be just like with you and myself, where it was fun, a little bit on the difficult side. If you don't have any experience with Rainbow Islands, it's going to be really hard. But other than that, like, it's a solid game for the Wonder Swan. I know our Pink Gorilla friends up in the Northwest will enjoy that game for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Okay, well let's pick our next game.
Yeah, and John's going to be doing the randomizer.
The randomizer. I'm using my. I did a review on this recently. This is the Game Force handheld.
Nice.
It's probably pretty blurry, but there you go. You can kind of see
There
it.
it is. Cool.
This is kind of like the Odroid Go Advance. It's a very cool handheld. Let's see.
And we could always play PlayStation. We can play any kind of games that there are out there. There's a randomizer way of picking a game on those consoles. We can try that as well. Yeah, because I have things on all things. We can also play random Switch games because I have all of the games.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's for the Game Boy Advance.
Ooh.
It's called Fortress.
Fortress on the Game Boy Advance.
And it looks
I've
like
never
this
played it.
gameplay. It looks like a unique version of Tetris.
Okay. I've never played Fortress, never heard of it. Sounds like a perfect candidate for us to play.
It has got a British flag by it, so maybe it only came out in PAL regions. I'm not familiar with it.
Oh yeah, we're gonna try it out.
Certain special blocks adds features to the building. The cannon blocks places a shooting cannon that starts to attack automatically. You build them by like basically using Tetris blocks. So does that game sound interesting to you? Do you want to check it out?
It sounds like we gotta try it out. The randomizer has called us, John. We gotta check it out. As long as neither of us have played it, it's fair game.
I've never even heard of it.
No. So, to me, it's like good or bad. You know, we gotta try them out, and it's worth a try.
Sometimes you get these gems though, man, which is cool. That's a cool thing about randomizing games because it gives you. I love the option because it gives you an experience to play games you've never even heard of before. You know?
And now we're jumping from the Wonder Swan to the Game Boy Advance, which is really cool.
Yeah, right on, brother. Cool.
So,
cool.
What else have you been playing, John? You been playing anything crazy?
Oh, what have I been playing? I've been playing a lot of the arcades. I've been playing Turtles for the arcade quite a bit with my kids.
Nice.
Which is classic.
That's the best.
But I've been just busy with the 4th of July stuff lately, to be honest
Mhm.
with you. How about you, man? What have you been playing?
So outside of playing a robot named Fight, which that's part of our Series 3 for Premium Edition, I'm
Mhm.
writing a strategy guide on it, so I've been playing it over and over. And
Nice.
it being a roguelike, it's meant to be played multiple times. I've beaten the end boss about 6 or 7 times now.
Cool.
Unlocked the boss rush mode. There's a mega map, which is gigantic. There's secret bosses in a whole
Yeah.
forbidden palace. I've unlocked almost all of that stuff now. It's so fun. So I'm working on that strategy guide. But what I've been playing since yesterday, I haven't played it. I backed it on Kickstarter a long time ago. Hyper Light Drifter.
Hmm.
I don't know if you've heard of this one, but
I have not.
it's like a Zelda style game with heavy influence on action. So you can like zoom around and attack and then eventually get guns, different types of guns to shoot.
Hmm.
And it's very neon, very futuristic, but then it's like an overgrown, like all the robots are dead. And then you have a
Hmm.
futuristic aspect, but it's overgrown with grass and stuff. And you're just going around collecting cubes. There's no text. You have to find it all through
Oh,
visualization.
wow. Wow.
And so I've went through and fought 2 of the bosses so far, and it's been fun, and I can't put it down. And I was like, man, this isn't a one weekend game, unfortunately, because I wanted
That's
something to pick up
awesome.
for the weekend. Been
That's
sitting on
awesome.
my backlog wall because I have my Switch collection. I have a backlog wall, and I wanted to play it. And so I've been playing it today. Actually, when you said, "Hey, you ready to record?" I was playing. I was like, "Oh, I gotta stop playing Hyper Light Drifter now."
That's great, man.
So good. And then I got something really dumb, John, really dumb. Check this out. You see this game?
Yeah.
It comes with this on the
Fish.
Switch, which is
What is that, like a
actually a fishing pole.
fishing pole?
So
Wow. How's that
yeah,
handle?
this is Ace Angler, the Switch version, which it has English support. It's only released in Japan. And
Okay.
then this is a super high quality Ace Angler Hori controller that these are not going to be common. And this is the best way to play a fishing game on your Switch, apparently. I haven't opened it yet. I just got it in the mail and I've been playing Hyper Light Drifter.
So
So
you use the wheel, like it looks like
yeah,
you spin the wheel to wheel it in. That's
like
cool.
right here,
Wow.
and you put the Joy Cons in there, and it has all the actual motion control. And then there's a US version of this game that is called something else, like Fishing Star or something. And I think it's a spiritual successor, if not the US version. I'll find out because I'm gonna play both.
Wow.
But like, this is supposed to be the best way to play a fishing game, and my
Where'd you get
wife
that?
and I,
Amazon or where'd you pick it up at?
um, I got it on Play Asia actually,
Malaysia. Okay.
and there's not a whole lot available. And you can play with 2 players with this game
Oh,
too.
that's rad. Yeah, that's cool.
So I mean, that's the thing though, is that like we played Black Bass back in the day, my wife and I. So we're always looking to find that next game. We were playing a little bit of Mario Golf this weekend too.
Oh, it just came out. Yeah.
The new
Yeah.
one, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think my wife's gonna like the run-in part because you have to do the hit the ball and then you run and you battle each other, and that's part of Super Rush for Mario Golf is you run.
That's cool.
I played through a little bit of that when a couple days ago when I got it, and it's fun. It's really
Yeah.
fun. Super easy.
I like the Mario Golf series. It's a fun game. Yeah, fun
Yeah.
series. Yeah. That's
And so
cool.
I enjoy golf stuff, and I think I got 3 golf games in the last week, by the way, John.
Oh, wow.
So like Mario Golf came out, but I just got PGA Tour for like $15 online, the 2K21.
Okay.
And then What the Golf just was finally shipped after a year. So What the
Nice.
Golf is where you hit the player goes flying.
Oh,
And so
nice.
yeah, it's
That's cool.
this game right here, What the
What's the
Golf.
golf?
And
Okay.
like there's different players and stuff. So it's weird. You're in a golfing drought on the Nintendo Switch, and all of a sudden 3 games come out in the same
Boom,
like
boom,
week,
boom.
essentially. Yeah,
That is
it's
hilarious. Yeah.
madness. But
I
of
did.
course, going
Yeah.
down that river, man.
I did complete chapter 2 of Darth Vader Immortal for the Oculus Rift or
Ooh,
Quest. I had the Quest 2. But so there's 3 chapters. I think I mentioned it before in a previous. So I did finish the second one. So I've done
nice.
2 of the 3, but it's all in virtual reality, which is cool. Impossible to die in the game. It's more just story driven. But if you're a
Okay.
Star Wars fan, it's really, really fun. It's really cool.
Nice.
It talks about
What was the Star Wars Dark Souls game that came out? Where you play as the kid with the red hair and you get all the force powers
oh, is that
on Xbox One and
yeah,
PS4.
I know you're talking about. Is it Dark? No, is it Force Awakens? No, what is not? What is it? There's 2
I
of them, right? Force. Gosh, I can see the picture. That's really gonna bug me.
I'm looking it up because
Or
I am on a computer.
Force Unleashed.
Fallen
Force Unleashed.
Order. Fallen
Fallen
Order.
Order. Yeah, Fallen Order.
Star Wars
Yeah,
Jedi Fallen Order.
yeah,
I played a little bit of that like about a few months ago, probably like 6 months at this point, by the way.
yeah,
But it was fun. Like that
yeah.
one, you absolutely die. But that was such a good version of Star Wars. Like that was like the fun way. And so like this Oculus one that you played though, since we couldn't think of the Dark Souls version of Star Wars. But how it so that one you can't die at all, but like
Well,
you
you
get to
can
feel the
die, but
Force.
you're force sensitive in the game. Yes, it takes place in like Mustafar, and like Darth Vader is trying to get kind of a fire ring, and it explains why Mustafar is all fire and lava, which is cool. So some backstory about all that. It's cool. The thing about, I mean, you've played a lot of virtual reality or not?
No.
No. So
Mm-mm.
like when you move your head,
The
obviously,
Virtual Boy.
okay, totally different. So when you move your head, everything moves with you, but you can't walk in a straight line. Unfortunately, you have to like jump to spots. Kind of weird. So you have to
Uh-uh.
like say where you want to go, and then like jump to that spot. So it's like a fluid, and that's a lot of case with a lot of VR games. I notice is there's
Yeah.
not like a fluid moving, which is kind of
Like they don't have like a where you hold and you have like little D-pads so you can still walk like a game.
no, not that I've seen on this game. No.
Man,
Yeah.
because that would be just like having little hand joystick
Right.
things. So that way, if it doesn't have that, you could still at least move like a video game, and it's somewhat immersive.
Right, right. So that's kind of, but if you can be on that, the game that's pretty fun, and I think it's like I think $10 to $15 each chapter. So the chapters aren't terribly long. I think they take about an hour or two to play each chapter. So, but if you're a Star Wars fan, it's definitely cool. I got mini golf on the Oculus Quest 2, which is cool. I've got Beat Saber. My kids and I play Beat Saber quite a bit. I
Beat
don't know if you ever
Saber,
played Beat
supposed to go.
Saber. It's fun. Right on, brother. Well, I got your 2 games in the mail. It's awesome.
Uh-oh.
Um,
Uh-oh.
and I haven't played them yet, to be honest, but I'm gonna check them out over this week.
Yeah,
And
so that was what Super Blood Hockey, and then their
mhm,
Pigeon Dev Games collection of 4 games. Those are our
yeah,
first 2 physical releases on the
great.
Switch. So
I'll
wild.
tell you the production value, man, awesome. Kudos to you and your team. I like the steel case that came with that one pack, which is awesome. So good job, guys.
Yeah, the Steelbook's
Yeah,
fun, and then we still have our strategy guide coming. That
yeah,
we've been waiting on a ship to deliver for
that's great.
forever.
Cool.
Fun
Cool.
stuff though.
Well, I know you gotta get dinner, man. I know you're getting ready. I don't take too much time, but dude, it's good catching up. Look forward to recording to you
Absolutely.
with you soon, man.
All right, man.
All
Cool.
right, brother. Take care. Bye.
So what are we playing? Forsaken.